Visual effects have always been integral to filmmaking. Now, what started off as a trend is fast becoming a habit amongst filmmakers. And why not? It does add to the movie's USP. And Bollywood has been riding the digital wave with over 70% of the Hindi movies using VFX. Ankita Sukheja has this report.
In search of the ideal location, many Bollywood filmmakers explore exotic locales for their movies, sometimes just for a song or a sequence, resulting in rather extravagant budgets. From picturesque backdrop of the Swiss Alps to the buzzing streets of London. To get the right shot with the right setting was a costly affair. Of course, there were visual effects that added the finishing touches to the picture-perfect shots, but it was not until recently that the VFX industry took Bollywood by storm.
The stories are only so many. After that, you want the presentation to be different, the presentation to be novel. So because the audience is evolving, they are now open to watching films with a lot of visual effects, maybe animation. I think it's more economical for the producer because you don't have to go location hunting, and even if you have a lesser location, you can upgrade that or add the finishing touches and make it look as beautiful as you want it.
The trend first surfaced with India's first futuristic sci-fi movie Love Story 2050. That recreated the city of Mumbai in the 2050s using nearly 1300 shots, highest for any Bollywood movie till the time. Though the film bombed at the box office, it created a new benchmark for the VFX industry in India. But it was Shah Rukh Khan's ambitious superhero project Ravan and its computer-generated video game world, recreated with close to 3,500 shots, that spearheaded the digital revolution in India.
This was one aspect which I feel I have control over, technology. I set up a VFX studio about 7 years ago, a small studio with youngsters who are really brilliant. But I just felt we need a calling card. We need to tell people that indigenously what can be done in this country in terms of technology. Otherwise, we'll be left far behind.
And it's not just this genre of science fiction that is exploiting this newly embraced technology. Big-ticket movies like the recent Zindagi Na Milegi Dobara recreated the skydiving scene as well as the race between the car and horse across the Catalonian landscape. And the recently released Cocktail 2 took a bit of help from the digital world in recreating some of its glitzy backdrops. Other movies that have used extensive VFX shots in the recent past include Akshay Kumar's Chandni Chowk to China, which used 1500 VFX shots. Amitabh Bachchan and Ritesh Deshmukh's starrer Aladdin used close to 1600 VFX shots. Large parts of the underwater fight sequence in the movie Blue were computer generated. The movie used a total of 800 VFX shots. Saif Ali Khan's agent Vinod used a total of 626 VFX in the movie. The Grand House in Hrithik Roshan's Guzarish created digitally with the movie using over 350 VFX. But it is Rajnikant's Enthiran, which was later remade in Hindi as Robot, that tops this chart with the use of total of 2000 VFX in the film. The Indian VFX industry was previously just a viable back-end destination for post-production of Hollywood films. studios saved 60 to 70% by outsourcing their work to India. But over the years, companies like Prime Focus, Pixion, Crest and Reliance Media Works moved up the value chain by getting high-end work, which included movies like Avatar and the Twilight series.
The Indian VFX industry started a little late compared to the Hollywood industry. I mean, Star Wars and everything came out way back in '76. Visual effects helps in aiding the director in, just telling his story in a little better way. It helps production in spending cost effectively. So it just helps in controlling a lot of things and helps the filmmaker focus in what he's doing.
So whether we look at Pan Singh Tomar that took us back to the Asian Games of 1958 or Anurag Kashyap's upcoming venture Bombay Velvet that is working to recreate the city of Mumbai to Bombay in the 1960s. Visual effects is now fast becoming the preferred option amongst Indian producers. According to industry sources, over 70% of Indian films are now using computer-generated graphics. Not only are special effects more convenient, allowing filmmakers to shoot in controlled environments, booting out logistic limitations, they are also a more cost-effective option, slashing production cost by almost 40%. A report published by FICCI KPMG Media and Entertainment shows that the Indian VFX market stood at 450 crore rupees in 2010 against 320 crore rupees in the previous year, showing an increase of 41% in just 1 year. According to the report, the animation and VFX industry together are expected to grow at a compounded annual growth rate of 18.5% to reach 5,590 crore rupees by 2015.
The growth forecast is going to be very, very healthy. While it may not be as high as 40% say for the next 5 years, I think it will be close to between, as box office continues to grow and audiences become more accepting of various genres of film. I think you'll see significant spending on visual effects.
The boom in the VFX industry may be the tipping point for filmmakers in Indian cinema. Not only are visual effects a more cost-saving mechanism, dodging logistic deterrents, they also provide filmmakers with a larger-than-life canvas to portray their cinematic thoughts.
Bollywood stars are feeling the weight of stardom as the Film and Television Producers Guild has rapped them on their knuckles and asked them to loosen their purse strings and pay up for the cost of their additional staff.